Thanks for joining me today, everyone. It's good to have you here. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to talk about one of the songs I wrote on my up-and-coming record, High Vibrations Volume 1 and Volume 2. It's been a lot of fun making this record, this double album, along with Russ Goozee mixing the songs and mastered by Jono Grant. One of the tunes that I did was a song called Push on Volume 2. And this is kind of like a dance song. It's a song that I was working on probably about 5 years ago. I started it, and I had a bass part for it, and I had some words. I had the chorus. Parties going on till the morning, parties going on till the day. I thought, well, this would be a pretty good dance song. It's kind of funky. I had laid down some bass and a bunch of stuff, but then I got confused because I couldn't figure out the arrangement. I didn't have any lyrics for the verses. I just had chorus little bits and all these kind of gaping holes in the track that I'd laid down. And I got discouraged because I had about another 30 songs that I had written for the album, and I was working on those and trying to figure those out and how to work those in the studio and how to adapt those from something that I'd written to working in the studio. And this was one of those ones that I kind of struggled with it. I had these various elements that I thought were good, but it wasn't cohesive enough because there was all these gaps. And I just gave up on it. I said, to hell with this, because I had all these other things going on. And I just thought, I'm going to just drop this because I can't make sense of it right now. Maybe I'll come back to it someday in the future, or maybe not. But that's sometimes what happens with songs, is I'll have good little parts and they sit around for a year, and I can't figure out the words, or this isn't happening and this isn't in place, and often I'll just let it sit there. I usually go with the stuff that's kind of like a little more immediate, and chances are if you had to work too hard on the song, maybe it's not a good song to begin with. So I dropped it, and then, somewhere along the way, my friend Russ, Goozee, we had finished mixing most of the songs on the record, and we got to the point where, we were just kind of sitting around, and then Russ, he phones me up one day. He goes, "What about this song Push, man? I was just listening to it," and he whipped up just a basic mix of what I had recorded. And I thought, yeah, this is actually working for me right now. So I'm going to have to come up with some verse lyrics for this and figure out all these gaping holes in the song. So I kind of forced myself to sit down, and I was listening to David Byrne talking about the Talking Heads album, Remain in Light. And he was talking about how often he would just sit there in the studio and just write words based on these grooves that they had put down, sitting there and forcing yourself to come up with something in the moment and not putting it off till later on. I eventually came up with the right words for it, and the idea with the song was that I wanted something to happen at every moment, that there was no pauses in it. I wanted it to be kind of a club song. I wanted it to be about this guy who was just going out dancing for the evening. And so the first verse I had was, if you haven't got your ticket, get on the move, dancing shoes, and you're ready to groove, come on down to the show tonight. If you're sick and tired of the 9 to 5, come on down to the show tonight. So it's from the viewpoint of someone who was just kind of bored and working an office job and wants to go out to a club and have a good time. So now we're going to move on to a bit of music stuff, and I'm just going to talk a bit about how I came up with certain parts and this kind of thing. So let's start with the bass. I laid down some bass parts. I had this groove going to a loop, and the bass part was just kind of like this. Something like that. And then the other part I had for the song was kind of a cool little thing. That was the bass part. And I was using a little bit of a loop. Let me show you that. I was using a loop to write with, and here's the loop. I don't even know where I got this thing from. back in the early days, there was a bunch of, prefab loops that you could get in the infancy of the digital world when it was a completely slippery slope. This is one of the loops that was available from, but it had a cool thing to it, right? I like that. Wow. Wow. And the bass. Here's the guitar and bass bits for I wrote the lyrics to the bass part of the song.
And you played guitar on all these parts?
Yeah, I played guitar on all the parts in the song. Laid down a whole bunch of 3 or 4 different guitar tracks, starting with a rhythm track. Yeah, so I just had, I had the bass part for this song, and I did it to the loop. Well, man, I gotta move this song a bit more. I gotta make it move a bit more. So I came up with this rhythm part. It's sort of like this. Yeah, so that really started making it move. Yeah, I gotta tell you, yeah. So let's have a listen to that, folks.
The funk's got a hold of you tonight.
There's this other guitar part it came with, and it's another thing that kind of just gave it a little bit more impact. It was... something like that. Let's have a listen to that. Nice and chunky. With a bit of sort of T-Rex fuzz on it, on the amp. I just love this baby Telecaster. It's just nice. Yeah, so, I laid down about 3 or 4 tracks of guitar on this puppy. Let's have a listen to that. And there's another little bit of lead part. Here it is, a bit of a lead guitar part. This is recorded through my Boss multi-effects pedal. Yeah, so got a bit of good groove going on there. That's a lot of tracks, but here we go.
1 2 1 2 yeah. 1 2 1 2 yeah.
Hear a bit of the vocals.
1 2 1 2 yeah. Show tonight.
There's the vocal.
Sick and tired of the 9 to 5. Come on down to the show tonight. You've got the chance now.
What did you use to record this vocal track?
I'll buy you a ticket to trip this
So I used
baby.
I used the Shure 58 to record this vocal. I do a lot of vocals on the Shure 58. Pretty much all of Volume 1, the reggae stuff, was all done on a 58. Not all the songs in Volume 2 were done on a 58. Some I did on a Neumann over at Sunray Studios with Russ Goozee, and some I did on an actual Apex condenser, just a couple of them. But mostly I've been using this Shure SM7B for some stuff too. the 58, and the Neumann. So between those three, you get a lot of different kind of tonal qualities, and you can try different things. I like the 58 because you can really, that diaphragm can take a lot. That's a workhorse of a microphone, and you can get really close to it without sort of stressing out the diaphragm too much. And so it's one of my favorite microphones, the SM58. Not everyone sounds good on it, but man, I gotta tell you, it's one of my faves. I thought I'd phone up my friend Donne Roberts, who's an incredible guy who's been playing with my band Brain Fudge for about 15 years now. Donne is originally from Madagascar, and he's got a really cool sensibility on guitar, quite different from a lot of other people I know. And he laid down some pickety rhythm tracks, which I really liked. Let's have to listen to that right now. Here's the rhythm track. Here we go. This is Donne on... interlocking parts there. You can see how the parts fit together. Now I also got him to lay down some lead guitar in between the other sections of the song, and let's just have a listen to... Donne Roberts. I wanted to have a bunch of humor in this song. It's kind of a humorous song. Where does push come from? Push is kind of just like push. It just meant a hip thrust, really. A dance hip thrust. So push, 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 right? Push, so push. I was having a lot of fun with that. And I thought, well, it's got to be like shuffle to the right now, shuffle to the left, break into the middle, hold it to your chest, move it to the right now, move it to the left, wobble on the feet now, hold it to your chest. And so I recorded a bit of that.
Shuffle to the right now, shuffle to the left, break it to the middle, press it to your chest. Shuffle to the right now, shuffle to the left, break it to the middle, press it to your chest. To the right now, to the left, wobble on the feet now, break it to your chest.
So you hear all the parts together.
Shuffle ectoplasmic channeling tonight.
All right, so we got to this section. I just want to add also that I know a really good songwriter in Canada whose name is Steve Marion. And Steve used to play in a bunch of bands in the 80s, and then he just stopped playing, and I think he's actually one of Canada's best songwriters. I was over at Steve Marion's place once, and we were jamming late at night, and he came up with these funny words. We've got the super ectoplasmic channeling tonight. I thought, super ectoplasmic channeling, man, I got to put that in a song, right? So that became part of the song. We've got the super ectoplasmic channeling tonight. All dressed up and nowhere to go. Kids are in the car waiting for me to show. Wife's talking to me, wondering where I am. Honey, I'll be there in a minute as soon as I can get through with this. And let's have a listen to the super ectoplasmic channeling bit. I wanted something really gritty, so what I ended up doing is I put the vocal through a guitar amp to get this sort of fuzz vocal. Check this out.
Got the super ectoplasmic channeling tonight.
Don't be afraid to put your vocals through a guitar amp, everyone.
We've got the super ectoplasmic channeling tonight. Push, push, push.
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a huge fan of the artist called Beck, and I think he's just a brilliant songwriter, and been very inspired and very influenced by Beck over the years. A bit of a Beck feel in the mix, and I laid down some other vocals at the end of the song that I want to show you. And, you know, when the song starts getting kind of, and a lot of people use the word epic a lot, and you know, this was a longer song. It's like 8.5 minutes or something like that. This is the extended version of the dance version of the song Push that we ended up mixing, and I had some extra vocals. I just wanted to give it, towards the end of the song, I wanted to give it this sort of new thing that came up and made it into more of an anthemic thing. So here's these vocals. So I laid down these parts here. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. And no song is complete without a bit of tambourine that I laid down, just to kind of give it a bit more of a push, you know. When it comes to the chorus of the song, always adding a bit of, it's not only a sonic thing because it, you know, expands stuff bottom to top a little more. You got a bit more sizzle on the top, so it gives a bit more impact. And once you come to the chorus, it makes it move a bit more. So let's hear it in the chorus. Here we go.
That's right.
Here's without tambourine. These are all the raw tracks that we're listening to right now. Here we go with the tambourine again. Here comes the tambourine. 1, 2, 3, and... So you can see it moves the track a bit more. I've been showing you some of the raw tracks off the multi-track I was recording on Logic. This is a song called Push. We're going to leave you with the mastered version that appears on the record that was mixed by Russ Goozee at Sunray Studios and mastered by Jono Grant at Victory Drive Music. Thank you, Jono, and thank you, Russ. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for being part of my musical world. Welcome on in. I've been really enjoying sharing these podcasts with you, and I hope to do more in the future. We're going to just leave you with the two-track version of this song called Push.
1 2 1 2 yeah. 1 2 1 2 yeah. 1 2 1 2 yeah. Ticket on the move, dancing shoes and you're ready to groove. Come on down to the show tonight. If you're sick and tired of the 9 to 5, come on down to the show tonight. You've got the chance now, anticipating. I'll buy you a ticket to Trip the Light Fantastic, baby. Come with me, honey, come on, feel the beats kicking as you're moving to the rhythm. Deep inside the pocket, mama, your hips shaking as you lose control of everything. Crossing to the other side, the funk's got a hold of you tonight. Yeah, body's going on till the morning. Body's going on through the day. Up, down, going up. Press the button, reach the spot. Up, down, going up. Press the button, reach the spot. Up, down, going up. Press the button, reach the spot. Up, down. now. Shift to the left, break it to the middle, press it to your chest. Move to the right now, move to the left, wobble on the feet now, hold it to your chest. Shift to the right now, shift to the left, break it to the middle, press it to your chest. Shift to the right now, shift to the left, break it to the middle, press it to your chest. Move to the right now, move to the left, wobble on the feet now, hold it to your chest. Shuffle right now, plasmic channeling tonight. Press it to your chest. Got the super ectoplasmic channeling tonight. Press it to your chest. All this up and nowhere to go. Kids are in the car waiting for me to show. Wife's talking to me, wondering where I am. Honey, I'll be there in a minute as soon as I can get through with this. If you don't get ready for it, ready to go. If you don't feel happy before the show. If you don't feel good before it's happening. If you don't feel anything. Down, going up, press the button, reach the spot. Up, down, going up, press the button, reach the spot. Up, down, going up, press the button, reach the spot. Up, down, going up, press the button, reach the spot. Now push, 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 push. Push, push. Shift to the right now. Shift to the left. Break to the middle. Press it to your chest. Move to the right now. Move to the left. Walk on your feet now. Walk to your chest. Break it on down. We've got the super ectoplasmic channeling tonight. We've got the super ectoplasmic channeling tonight. We've got the super ectoplasmic channeling tonight. Oh yeah. We've got the super ectoplasmic channeling tonight. Now push, 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 push. You take it on the move, dancing shoes, and you're ready to groove. Come on down to the show tonight. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5.
That's right.